My boyfriend, 29M, wants my daughter, 6F, to call him daddy. I am not the oop. Oop is you, poisoned gem. My boyfriend, 29 meters, wants my daughter, 6F, to call him daddy. Originally posted to our relationship advice. Originally posted to our advice. Trigger warning. Emotional manipulation. Verbal abuse and emotional abuse of a child. Less than. Oop posted to 2 subs but staggered updates, edits between the two. Original post May 31st, 2023. My ex Dean, 30 meters, and I, 27F, share 50-50 custody of my 6-year-old daughter named Santina. We broke up about 2 years ago on mutual terms, and are pretty good friends now, even though my ex and I are no longer together. He is a great dad to co-parent with, and he absolutely adores Santina. She is the apple of his eye, and she adores him equally as much. I have been seeing someone new, Aiden, 29 meters, for the past 8 months. He's been very good to me, and I enjoy his presence a lot. We have not said I love you yet, but I can see it happening very soon. When we first met, I made it clear that I had my daughter 50% of the time and that her father was very active in her life. Aiden was fine with this, and we got very close very fast. A couple of days ago I went to pick Santina up from Dean's house, and Dean asked to speak with me privately before we left. He seemed pretty mad, which is very unusual for him. He told me that Santina had asked him if he really loved her or not. He told her that he does love her, more than anyone, and wanted to know why she asked to begin with. She then revealed to him that Aiden had been pressuring her to call him daddy for the past few weeks without my knowledge, and that she should stop calling Dean daddy because Dean left us, which meant that he didn't love her as much as Aiden did. I was absolutely astounded and pretty furious. I told him I had no knowledge of this, but I would absolutely get to the bottom of it. On the way back to my house, I told Santina that I overheard Aiden asking her to call him daddy. I didn't want her to think Dean had betrayed her trust by telling me, and asked her how she felt about it. She said it made her mad because she already had a dad and didn't want another one, and that she was upset with Aiden for saying her daddy didn't love her because her daddy did love her. I reassured her that her dad did in fact love her more than anything on this planet, and that I would get Aiden to stop. She seemed visibly relieved. I tried to keep my face from revealing the pure rage I felt inside, because I didn't want her to think I was mad at her. Later that night, after Santina went to bed, I called Aiden to tell him he needed to come over to talk, and that it was very important. When he got to my house, I asked him in what world it's okay to tell my 6-year-old that her dad didn't love her and why he would tell her to call him daddy when she already has a very good one. He didn't skip a beat, saying that Santina needed parents who were together, that he loved her and I both. First time he's ever said this. And he's spent enough time and money with her that he should be allowed to help parent her. Therefore, if he was going to parent her, he wanted to be called daddy and wanted Dean to only see Santina on the weekends. I was absolutely floored. I asked why he didn't speak to me about all this first before he decided to go ahead and do this. He said that she was young enough to teach her to call him daddy, and wanted to surprise me by her having her call him daddy. Without me knowing, he coached her, basically as if she had just called him that all on her own. I angrily shut all that down immediately, saying that he was just my boyfriend. He has no place expecting to be my daughter's father. He's way out of line, and I needed some space from him. I asked him to leave. He started yelling, saying that I was being absolutely unreasonable, that any woman would be happy to know that their boyfriend wanted to love and be a dad to her child, that I'm being an asshole depriving my daughter from having a relationship with him, that he would be a way better father than Dean. When he said that, I absolutely snapped. I told him there is no better father for my daughter than Dean. He is a great man. And a great father. And that if he ever talks about Dean like that again, then we are through. He then accused me of still being in love with Dean. I told him to get out or I would call the police to have him escorted off my property. I am just totally flabbergasted and am trying to figure how I could have missed Aiden being absolutely insane. Because only insane people think this way. And I felt pretty confident that I was in the right. Until today when I received multiple messages and phone calls from his friends and family. One called me a moron for not accepting Aiden as Santina's father, since her real father was a deadbeat by not paying child support. I never wanted any. Another said that I shouldn't have defended Dean so much because it makes look bad. His mother texted me and said that children should have parents who are together and that I should apologize to Aiden. His dad said that I was lucky that Aiden even wanted to be with someone who had a child and to be grateful that he wants to be Santina's father. I sent Aiden a text to call off his family and friends and that I want to take a break from him for a while. Now he's blowing my phone up telling me to think about what's best for Santina. And that he loves us both and would die if he lost us. Who is this man I've been dating? Did I jump into a parallel universe or something? Am I crazy for having reacted this way? Why is he so obsessed with my daughter calling him daddy? I've already called Dean and asked if we could stay with him for a few days because I didn't feel safe here and he agreed. We're leaving to go in the morning. What do I do here? I do really care for Aiden. Even my mom said that I blew this whole thing out of proportion and that I shouldn't break up with him for a little mistake. Do I sound crazy? I need some advice on what to do moving forward. Thank you in advance. TLDR. Boyfriend wants my daughter to call him daddy, but went behind me back to do so. Now he's mad at me and I'm not sure if we should continue the relationship. Posted in our advice originally, but someone messaged me and said to post here. Edit. Once we get to Dean's house, I am going to permanently break it off with Aiden. I really just wanted someone to say that I wasn't crazy for feeling this way. Because some of my friends and family were saying that I overreacted and I should be grateful that a man wants to be in Santina's life. It made me second guess myself. I should have broken it off the second Dean told me what was up. Aiden exhibited creepy and inexcusable behavior. He will never see me or my child ever again. Thank you for all the comments. Even the harsh ones. Sometimes you need people to tell you the hard truth. He doesn't have keys to my place. Nor is he on any pickup list for school or her extracurriculars. But even so, I'm going to reiterate to everyone he is not allowed anywhere near her and Dean is going to help me change the locks just in case. I am also going to reevaluate which friends and family I allow around us, as some clearly don't have my best interests at heart. I am also going to put Santina in therapy just to make sure there is no lasting damage. There are no words that explain the guilt I feel. Last edit update was to our advice May 31st, 2023. Post was similar and had nearly same info as the other post. Only the final edit 2 was added here. Edit 2. We went to Dean's place first thing when Santina woke up. She was happy to go see her dad again so soon. When we got there, Dean and his mom were both waiting for us with breakfast after we ate together. His mom kept an eye on Santina while Dean and I went shopping for new locks and some security cameras. I sent Aiden a message on our way to the store and permanently ended things while the threat of law enforcement if he contacts me or tries to contact my daughter. I then blocked him on everything. We're now on our way to set this stuff up at my house. But we're still gonna stay at Dean's for a few days just to be safe. Thank you to everyone who commented and helped reassure me that I was not losing my mind. Relevant comments on concerns for her daughter. Thank you for saying that. I really appreciate it. I've been trying to rationalize everything that's happened, but I just can't find a good reason why he's done this, or why everyone seems to be on his side. Everyone is concerned about how I made Aiden feel, but no one is concerned about how he made my daughter feel, which is infuriating. Who does this stuff? I plan to have a serious talk with my daughter to make sure he hasn't crossed any other boundaries. Now that you said it, I feel like you're right. His interest is extremely unhealthy. He'll never be around us again. That's the plan now. I was just starting to doubt myself because of the people around me. But my daughter comes first. I will not let him around me or my daughter ever again. After this, I don't ever want to date again, honestly, and I'm content with that. My girl was so close to danger, and it's my own fault. I'm just so glad that she said something to her dad before anything worse happened. On her ex Aiden and what family think about it. It just seems like this all came out of nowhere. The only person on my side is Dean. Even my mom thinks that I could have handled this differently, so now I'm starting to doubt myself. Thank you for saying that. My mom thinks that staying with Dean isn't a good idea because Aiden is bound to find out and he'll get even angrier. She thinks I could have handled this better, and was even surprised that I wasn't okay with him wanting to be called daddy. To me, 8 months is not enough time for him to think he can be involved in my daughter's life that way. But everyone else is acting like I'm out of my mind. Thank you. I thought it was a no-brainer too. But everyone surrounding me seems to think that it's a sweet gesture that he took just a little bit too far, and that I'm overreacting. Dean is the only one on my side. Thank you for saying that. I really appreciate it. I've been trying to rationalize everything that's happened, but I just can't find a good reason why he's done this, or why everyone seems to be on his side. Everyone is concerned about how I made Aiden feel, but no one is concerned about how he made my daughter feel, which is infuriating. Who does this stuff? I'm questioning it because everyone around me is saying that I overreacted and am wrong. But you're right. She needs to come first, and I can't allow other people to dictate my judgment. I should probably reevaluate who my true friends and family are. I'm not. I really just needed to know that I'm not overreacting like some of my friends and family are saying. He didn't meet her until we were dating for 6 months, and he seemed so normal. Other than this, he's never said or done anything that would make me believe he could act this way. Dean even met him and liked him well enough. But you're absolutely right. I'm questioning my own judgment for not just breaking it off immediately. On the account's history, I apologize that it seems confusing. My younger sister had used my phone to post something back then. I thought she posted on a throwaway, but apparently did not. There was actually a few different posts she did. But I don't use Reddit often, so didn't even think to check my post history. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. As I said before in a previous comment, my younger sister had used my account to post 3 or 4 different things. It's okay if you don't believe me. It does look odd. And roles reversed, I'd probably be suspicious as well. This is a repost sub IAM, not the oop. Dude, no. Absolutely not. You wanted to surprise me by having me think she chose to call you daddy on her own? That's unhinged. Gotta love how everyone was like, Santina needs a dad in her life, but gloss over the fact that the creep said Santina's dad doesn't love her and he's not a real dad cause he left, while asking her to keep it a secret. Good on Oop for putting her daughter first. Wow. Almost everyone in her life is just awful. Because of course the unhinged behavior of erasing a child's father to insert yourself instead is perfectly normal and acceptable behavior apparently. Just wow. This made me severely uncomfortable and sent a whole bunch of alarm bells jangling in my head. I'm glad Oop made the right call to eject the possessive weirdo from her life, and I hope she and her little girl are safe and doing well. Oh hell no. Her new BF of 8 months decided unilaterally behind her back to tell her 6-year-old that her father didn't love her and that she should be calling him daddy? He had met her 2 months earlier. Exploding head. That is literally insane. And when she called him out on it, he said it was supposed to be a surprise for her. They haven't been together for a year. Said I love you. Or even lived together, and he thinks he has the right to interfere in raising her daughter. I'm amazed the ex was so mature and calm about it, because he could have raised a huge stink in court claiming alienation. Her BF crossed a line. Not to mention having his parents contact her, telling her that her daughter needs a 2-parent household. They don't know her. They don't know her daughter or her ex. They clearly just have major judgments against divorced parents. She dodged a huge bullet dumping him, and I hope her next BF is a better man. Anyone else always amazed that friends and family always call up to harass them on IATA? Edit. I guess I was being more incredulous than I need to be on IATA. Combination of not being from a small town and other cultural factors, I guess. The only calls I get are from robots trying to steal my identity. Thanks everyone for your input. I only skimmed this and maybe I'm way off base, but that makes me think there's the possibility that it was the beginning of him grooming her. It may only have been manipulation for what he claims it was. But saying she'd do something if she really loved him etc. seems like a slippery slope to much more nefarious things. It feels much more sinister than just wanting a certain title. He met the daughter 2 months ago and practically immediately wanted her to call him daddy? Way too fast. So glad she dumped him and hope they are safe. I really hate the language OP's family and friends are using. Basically offhandedly implying OP is used goods, because she's a single mom and that she should be honored. Any man would want to be involved in her child's life. I keep reading AITA where stepparents try to force familial relationships with kids. That is bad enough. But here, they aren't even married. And Santina's actual biofather is still in the picture. Also, it's f***ing creepy. The first time Oop's BF said he loved her was when he said he loved both the child and her. Gross. I feel like I'm losing my mind for Oop. How in the world could his own mother think that Aiden's behavior was even close to acceptable? I'm grateful her ex seems reasonable and kind, and that she posted to Reddit, but man, does she ever need a new support system? Pedo alert. Oof. The poor Oop. I waited at least a year for my new partner to meet my kid. They never tried to be dad. Just a good friend and support. WTH is wrong with this lady's family supporting this relationship. Oop made a great point. Everyone was concerned about how the ex felt, but no one said anything about how her daughter felt. It is confusing and potentially traumatic to hear from some guy that her dad doesn't love her and that this guy should be her dad. Who the F says that? And to a 6-year-old. There is nothing wrong with wanting to be involved in the life of the children of the person you are dating. It is something that can happen given a lot of time and dedication. There most certainly is a major problem with lying to a child to try and drive a wedge between them and a loving parent. To do this after a mere 8 months of dating is even more deranged. As for the friends and family making her doubt her actions, I wouldn't be surprised if they are getting a highly edited version of events from the no ex-boyfriend painting him in the best possible light. This version would particularly omit him lying and gaslighting a 6-year-old child. What a scumbag. I thought it was bad that he knew her 8 months, but to find out he only knew the daughter for 2 months? He needs to not be near any children. I don't love how the daughter has been around the BF alone enough for him to have had opportunities to put daddy in her head. I know all relationships go at different paces, but Op even mentioned they hadn't said, "I love you" yet. Yikes. Dodged a bullet. For a second, I thought this was forgivable. Then you hear from Aiden's influences and realize this is much deeper and honestly much more textbook. The need for control is sickening. Spread throughout that tree is likely sickening.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.